The Book of Ecclesiastes, one of the most peculiar books in the Bible. For centuries, its inclusion in Scripture has been debated. Why? Because at first glance, it seems unsettling, even contradictory. It speaks of vanity, the fleeting nature of life, and the futility of human efforts. It even led rabbis at the Council of Jamnia to question its canonicity. Is it too hedonistic, too cynical, too unorthodox? But here's the paradox. This book contains profound hidden truths. It dares to wrestle with life's enigmas and invites us to ask big questions about meaning, time, justice, and God's role in it all. Today, we'll explore Ecclesiastes and what it reveals about God's engagement with the world. Before we dive into Ecclesiastes' portrait of God, let's set the stage. Kohelet, the teacher, reflects deeply on life. His repeated refrain of vanity of vanities points to a world that feels enigmatic, confusing, even frustrating. He reflects on the monotony of life, declaring that everything under the sun is a striving after the wind. Wisdom, wealth, pleasure, toil, none can escape the shadow of death. Yet he doesn't stop there. Kohelet wrestles with life's contradictions, its joys, injustices, and mysteries. And through this, he reveals an intricate view of God that unfolds in three main ways: as the giver, the sovereign ruler, and the judge. First, Kohelet presents God as the ultimate giver. Life itself is a gift, a fleeting but beautiful one. Ecclesiastes 3:13 encourages us to eat and drink and find enjoyment in our toil. Why? Because these are gifts from God. The teacher lists many of these gifts: work, pleasure, wealth, marriage. These aren't just achievements, but blessings from above. In Ecclesiastes 2:25, Kohelet asks, apart from God, who can have enjoyment? But there's a twist. Even as Kohelet urges us to embrace these blessings, he reminds us that this too is vanity. Every gift, no matter how sweet, comes with an awareness of life's fleeting nature. And that tension shapes Kohelet's view of the divine. Next, Ecclesiastes presents God as the sovereign ruler of all. He orchestrates time and existence, setting the rhythms of the world. Ecclesiastes 3:11 declares, "He has made everything beautiful in its time." But there's a catch. Humans can't fully understand it. God's sovereignty is shrouded in mystery. Kohelet reflects, no one can comprehend what God has done from beginning to end. This sense of otherness highlights God's freedom from human manipulation and our inability to fully grasp his work. Kohelet sums it up in Ecclesiastes 8:17, saying, "No one can discover the meaning of what goes on under the sun. But instead of despair, this should lead us to reverence." Fear God, Kohelet exhorts us, for this is the proper response to his sovereignty. God's plans might be mysterious, but his control offers reassurance in an otherwise chaotic world. Lastly, Ecclesiastes introduces God as the ultimate judge. Although Kohelet acknowledges the grim reality of death, he also insists that judgment awaits. In Ecclesiastes 3:17, he says, God will bring into judgment both the righteous and the wicked, for there will be a time for every activity. This theme of divine judgment is echoed in the book's conclusion. Ecclesiastes 12:14 affirms, God will bring every deed into judgment, including every hidden thing, whether it is good or evil. Even when life feels unfair or unjust, God's judgment offers a glimmer of ultimate fairness and accountability. Ecclesiastes teaches us that life is a gift to be embraced, but also a mystery to be respected. God's engagement in the world shows him as a giver, sovereign ruler, and judge, all interconnected roles that demand our reverence. How do we live wisely in light of this? By enjoying God's blessings, trusting his plans, and remembering his justice. Ecclesiastes isn't a book of despair. It's an invitation to worship the God who transcends life's enigmas. As Ecclesiastes concludes, fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind. Ancient wisdom, still calling us to live wisely today. How does Ecclesiastes speak to you? Share your thoughts and join the conversation.